So do you want to know how I take care of large bare spots in my Bermuda lawn? Well, stick around. I'm going to show you how I do it. All right, folks, so welcome back to the Lawn Shark channel. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how to take care of large bare spots in your Bermuda lawn. For me, I've got a whole new section of lawn that I've been taking care of, and because of that, there's a mixed bag of tricks as to what's been going on, but I got to fix it. So let me show you what's going on. So as you guys know, this year we've been taking care of this little section of the lawn, and it has been a little bit of a mess. And the reason why is because right around here is where the Bermuda kind of stops growing. And then right there is where it was a bunch of other stuff. So we did perennial ryegrass in the winter months. And then there was also a little bit of fescue and some other stuff. And basically it has died off with the heat. So what I want is for there to be Bermuda that actually fills in through all of this and then goes across there. But I don't want to use this Bermuda because it's a lot of common Bermuda. What I want to use is this Bermuda over here, which is my hybrid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some plugs, but I want to do it over here on the side of the lawn for various reasons. So number one, what I don't want to do is I do not want to use anything that I pull from the plugs over on this side over to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it in with sand, but I also don't want it to be very noticeable until it all grows in. So that's what we're going to work on today. We're going to go ahead and pull these plugs. I've used the ProPlugger before in the past at my other house, but I haven't used it on this lawn. But for those of you that aren't familiar with it, let me show you what it looks like. All right, so here it is. We've got our ProPlugger right there, and then we've got some sand for us to fill in the holes of where we're pulling our plugs. The plugs hold, depending on the size, that's like a little ring that kind of is a stop spot. I've got an extra ring right there. For the depth that I have it at is about 3 inches. We could go a little bit shallower, but I think I'm going to leave it where it is. And then what we're going to do is we can actually fill the plugs all the way up the tube. And I think it holds at that distance or at that depth, I think it holds about 7 or 8 plugs all the way up. But we're going to start by pulling plugs from the lawn first. So let's get to that. All right, so I'm not exactly sure how many plugs I'm going to need. So I'm going to pull these first, and then I will go over to that side over there and pull the plugs that I need. So let's start by just pulling these plugs. So pretty simple process. This ground is really hard, so I'm not even sure if I'm going to get in there. Oh, there we go. And then because it is pulling the plugs and it's storing it inside of here, we can just keep going until we fill it up. So that's pretty much the plugs that are coming out of there, and we're just going to dump every one of them, and then we'll break it up and we'll use that for filler in the back or somewhere else. All right, so these are all the plugs. These are all the holes, and you can see it looks a little bit like Swiss cheese. I need to do that whole thing, but I figured I'd go through the process here and not bore you guys with showing you pulling all of those plugs. But there are 109 plugs, or 109 holes here, and I need to pull 109 plugs from over there. So we need to dump all of this junk, and then once we dump it, then we can go pull plugs from over there. All right, so that's our first set of plugs, and let me get this out with one hand. It is definitely softer over here than it is over there, but basically we're just gonna dump all these out right here. Like I said, we gotta get 100 109 of them, but you can see the structure of these is quite a bit better. You've got a good amount of dirt here, and the clay doesn't really start until down here. So I think we're in pretty good shape. And then I'll show you how we put these in here in just a second. All right, well, there is 109 holes there, which means I've got 109 plugs all the way across. That's how many I need for that one little section. This isn't hard work, it goes pretty fast, but somehow I am breathing hard, and I do have a little bit of a sweat going, but I mean, it's summertime. We had great weather here yesterday. Today it's a little bit warmer. It just feels like a warm breeze, but at least there's a breeze. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take those plugs back there and we're gonna move them over here, put them all in, and then we'll come back and put the sand in over here. All right, well, I thought I did too many of them. Turns out I only did 2 plugs too many, so I just had to do a couple of extra ones right there. Doesn't look like much right now, but what we want to do is make sure we get lots of water on this. Now, we do want to make sure that we push these down so that they're flat, or else what's going to happen is I'm going to scalp them when I hit them with the real mower when they start growing out. Now, keep in mind that we are pretty much approaching the end of the growing season for Bermuda. I've got another month and a half, so I'm under no illusion that I'm gonna fill all of this stuff in with these plugs. In fact, I still gotta do a whole bunch more. But what I am under the illusion is that I will get some of these established this year so that in the spring and summer of next year, they will really start to move. For now, I'm more worried about over back there where I pulled the plugs and where we're gonna put in some sand, because I want those to fill in before the season is over. But if it doesn't, we've got perennial ryegrass coming in a month and a half. But I'm pretty sure that in the next 6 weeks, 8 weeks or so, all of those holes will be gone. You won't even know that they're there. So let's go over there, let's fill them up as much as we possibly can, and then we can get the water down on these plugs and over there as well. We wanna make sure everything is growing and in good shape. Well, I ran out of sand, so I only got a little less than half of the holes filled in. I'll come back tomorrow and fill them in the rest of the way. But as far as this part of the video is concerned, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. I'm not gonna film the rest of me pulling plugs out of the side yard over here, or pulling plugs actually out of this part and putting it over on this side. So I'll come back in a couple days and just show you progress. Those holes are so small, and with a little bit of sand, it's gonna fill in pretty quickly. But I'll probably cut off the video here in about 2 or 3 days, but I just want to give you an update before I do. So for now, it's going to sound off, and we'll see you in a couple days. All right, folks, well, it's been a few days since we started this project, but we finally finished. And I wanted to show you where we ended up, and I also want to show you how the holes for the plugs, how they look right now as well. So the ones that we started right here, they look a little brown, but they are green. It just started a little stressed out, but we did get water on there pretty much every day. We're gonna do it day and night, and then or in the afternoon, I should say. And then these are the ones that we just did last night. Same thing, they look a little stressed, but we will continue to get water on them. But you can see when you get real close, there is green in there. It's just, like I said, it just stressed out. But again, this is really just set up for next year so that we have a good head start. Hopefully we'll start seeing them blossom a little bit and get a little bit bigger, and then that'll get them ready for next year, because they will be going dormant here in another couple months or so. But as far as where we pulled the plugs, let me show you that. So lots of holes. Obviously, I tried to keep them pretty straight. The good news is that everything's kind of hidden behind these bushes here, so when people drive up they don't really see it. And also the grass over here is a little bit higher, so unless you're standing right over it you don't really see this, but you will get all of this stuff covered up in the next couple weeks, I'm pretty sure. But we've got sand all filled in. I just finished filling in all of this. I don't know how many plugs we pulled, but it was upwards of like 300 or so if I had to count. I think each row is about 40, so yeah, we're probably pushing, I don't know, somewhere around 300 or 400 plugs. So everything is nice and filled in with sand. We could have put in the dirt, but we decided not to. It just was, I didn't know what we were pulling from this side over here, and I just wanted to fill it in with sand because that'll also be a good way to get drainage into the lawn. So we may do this some more next year, but for now this is good. And then, like I said, the grass over here, it'll just take some time, but we'll keep following up on it as the season goes on. As we're approaching the end of the season, we will be putting down perennial ryegrass up here in the next month or so, getting ready for winter. So all of that will be green no matter what. So I'm not too terribly worried about that being dead or looking dead. Again, it'll start growing in the spring, and then hopefully it'll fill in next season. But we'll see what happens. But for now, I think I'm going to close out this video. There's no way for me to show you guys results because it is going to take time. So anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I will put a link in the description if you want one of those ProPluggers for you to use for your lawn. It will be an affiliate link, so I will get a couple bucks. Don't feel the need to use my link if you don't want to, but it'll be there for reference if you want it. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below in the video. I try and answer every single video or every single comment that people ask questions on, and respond to any comments that are out there, as long as they are respectful, of course. But for that, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and really appreciate all the subscribers. We're around 6,100 now. We're kind of growing a little bit faster. I don't think we're going to be super big or anything like that, but it wasn't my intention to be a really big channel. But I appreciate everybody that subscribes and watches these videos and comments. It really means a lot to me that you guys take the time to do that. So anyway, if you like this video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if I've earned your subscription, and if you want to be notified of future videos, don't forget to hit that bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great week, everybody.